you up to today?
Here to do some deadlifts. Here at the SuperTraining gym, strongest gym in the West, Slingshot World Headquarters.
Where are we at? What state? What city?
I'm not too sure actually. Now we're in California, West Sacramento. Kind of tucked back here, right where you actually kind of drive down the street. You don't really know what you're stumbling upon. Walk in this little doorway to a little store to one of the nicest gyms I've ever been to. It's a free gym. Who would have thunk it? I didn't know those existed, especially with all the road gear. You know, I mean, you name it, it's in here. We got it all, and it's all free. All you got to come do is help out, be a part of the team. Maybe buy a shirt here and there, you know, say hi to a couple people, maybe load some weights, spot a couple people, have a smile on here and there, you know. That's not necessarily, that's not on the rule board, but yeah, it's a great place to be. Got awesome athletes like this coming in to get their work done, so. And there's a couple guys like this guy coming in here. Yeah, you could do a U-turn and just kind of.
Yes, I'll just go fuck myself, sir. Thank you.
He knows the plan. yeah. One of the greatest places you can come. When I first came in, I was really intimidated because a lot of people were putting up big numbers. But I remember one day I was doing squats, and I remember Pig was over there. He was squatting like 700 something pounds. I'm maxing out on like 400 pounds. How you doing? I'm maxing out on like 400 pounds, and he's giving me that same energy that everybody gave him. So it's beautiful just to see everybody come in. It's a collective of knowledge. We're all working together. Everybody's in a different place, but we're all putting the work in our own capacity. And that's what it's all about. Work from where you're at. I can't squat 700 pounds yet. Someday I will, you know, and then I'll try and take that and see whoever, no matter if it's 1 plate or 4 plates, the guy squatting next to me, I'll try and pass that down the line. Just trying to make the world a better place to lift.
I've tried to explain to this young man that it's just not really in the cards for him anymore, but he keeps showing up and he keeps piling on the weights. He's not really getting the message. I tried to explain to him he's off the team, but he just keeps coming back for more.
And I'll tell you the truth, in the 3 years I've been training at Mark Bell's gym, I have never missed a single rep, and that's the truth. All right, so with Mark Bell here, I just don't miss these reps. So
here we go.
550 for 5.
These old timers are not afraid to use the 2.5 pound plates.
This guy wants to be somebody. Let's go. Let's see it now. Come on, Tom. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good. Good first rep to start it out. Stay with it now. Oh, yeah, there we go. We're moving faster now. 3, only 2 more to go. Easy weight. Good strong pulling. Yeah, there you go. Smooth. Not bad. Look at the traps on this guy.
Thank you, Mark Bell.
Good job.
Mark Bell, 75 reps.
Now I can't miss.
75 reps now. Here we go. Let's go, RJ. Stand up.
Here we go. Use your legs.
Pop it up.
Nice.
Yeah. RJ,
Keep working. Keep pulling those weights in there. Yep. Good. Stay with it now. Stay with it.
Take a 5.
There you go.
Now slow. Catch your breath.
At first, when you kicked your hips up a little early, and then you didn't have enough like legs underneath you for the rest of them.
Right.
But you have he's got a strong back. But he was able to go like this.
Totally. Nice pull. And the hips are high. In the past many months and years, actually, we've tried to get the hips down, and they just come up.
Yeah.
And I kind of just acquiesced and said, hey, they're not going to stay down for that first rep.
Right.
But he's looking clean. He's looking better.
Yeah.
And
something that you could do to help with that is you can do individual reps. So you bring the weight down, let the weight rest on the ground. Like Tom's doing a pull where he's pulling the whole time, but luckily for him, his first rep and his last rep kind of look the same.
Right.
For you, your first rep, it's taking your hips out of the equation, your quads, and then it's all lower back. Now you might have to use less weight if you stop on the floor each time, because you got to restart every time. But it should teach you and train you through and around that issue of your hips popping up all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
It's good. Thank you. What happens on a deadlift for a lot of people is if you can imagine this, a second and third pull that you do, like the more reps that you do, or not even the more reps that you do, just doing reps on a deadlift alone, period, turns a regular deadlift into a partial range of motion deadlift. So you pick up rep number 1. I'll show you with a lighter weight over here. So you pick up rep number 1. You pick up rep number 1, whatever way you pick it up, and then it's shortened because now the bar's already bent. Keep them in here and do almost like a stiff leg deadlift. You can't get away with doing rep number 1 that way. You got to really try to keep your legs connected to it, and the range of motion that you're lifting at is a little greater for rep number 1. And it's a shortened range of motion for rep 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 because you're here and all you have to do is go down, drive the hips back until the weight touches the floor. Unfortunately, it becomes a totally different lift. So what I'm suggesting for him to do for the day is to do individual reps. So it looks more like this. More like that, individual reps. It's a deadlift, and you have to deadlift each and every rep. Start from a dead stop. That's how it should look.
My first rep's always been my worst one.
Ditto. Same here.
Have you tried? Okay. Well, what happens is, in my opinion, the second and third rep is a partial range of motion lift because you now have the weight in your hands to counterbalance you to go down, and all you have to do is move your hips back, and the weight dinks the ground. So you're already up here in this position. You're up real high.
Interesting. I never
It's
thought of it
almost
that way
like you
at all.
elongated your arms by 3 inches.
That's a whole new way to look at it. I always think of it, you're loaded up and then you're ready to go. Yours
Yeah.
makes more sense. Yours makes actual sense.
It's a
Mine's
little
just
bit-
a concept.
Well, it's a little bit of combination of what you're talking about
Okay.
because you broke inertia, right? You got momentum, and it's no longer a deadlift, but you got momentum and it's a partial range of motion, in my opinion.
So a couple singles or
Yeah, try a
I'm
few
watching
singles. Try 3 individual singles.
Okay.
Each time, put it down and stand up without the weight.
Okay.
Let's use those legs. Let's have you go a tiny bit wider with your grip, just a little bit. There you go. That way we can make more room for your thighs to come through. Okay. So the first problem right here isn't even what I thought it was. First problem is that you're just a little bit too far away from the bar. Bring your stance in a tiny bit. Point your toes out a little bit. And we're gonna have them. So when you drop down in position, you drop your hips, your cue to go is when you feel the coldness of the bar hit your shins. That's when you know, that's your cue to start a deadlift. So this time he's gonna pull himself into position. When he feels the steel, when he feels the metal on his shins, he's gonna know to go. Because right now, he's still away from the bar is right here. And when he goes to start, he's going like this, boom. And he's trying to lift this way. If he gets in closer, he digs in closer, he should be able to maintain the position throughout the range of motion. See if we can get it right. Yep, there we go. There we go, let's do it again, Good, rethink about it. Good, we can use even more leg power. See, I don't always suggest for people to squat down, it depends on the person. But for him, for today, I'm gonna tell you, just go ahead and squat down a little bit more. Use more quads.
Okay.
Use more legs. I already know he's got a strong back. Now we gotta just stay tighter. I don't know if did you feel that? You kind of came unraveled a little bit. We gotta do it again. You gotta stay connected to the bar. Move closer to the bar a little bit. Maybe back up just a hair. Good. And don't roll the bar at all. Just leave the bar where it is. Bend down until the hips go down. There we go. Stay connected. Good. We're gonna do one more time. Come up without the bar. Stand up without the bar. What he's doing right here is he's kind of starting like this, and then he's like revving into it. And we're hearing that noise from the weights. And we shouldn't hear the noise from the weights because you'd be pulling the slack out of the bar. You want to pull on that bar before you ever even start. With a weight like this, with how strong he is, this weight should float off the ground almost before you ever even initiate the actual pull. Just between getting his back flat and getting his hips low. There we go, that's better. There we go, good. One more time, quads. Use your quads, use your legs. Use your legs and use your butt. That's it, there we go, good. A lot of times we start to develop some of these habits and it takes a long time to kind of train your way out of it, but this is a great way to train your way out of it. People are always asking, you know, should I do reps on my deadlifts? Should I do touch and go, or should I stop and restart? It's going to be a little bit different for each person. You could build tremendous amounts of strength either way, but I would say train both ways because you'll get a great training effect from both styles of deadlifting. Good job.
Thank you. Oh, now. Appreciate it.
Like this. And then your hips like this. Like that. And you got to overpower with your back. Squat down into it.
12 reps. 12 reps.
When you pull it like that, it really feels like effortless.
Right.
It feels like your whole body was engaged in the whole thing the whole time, rather than it being a two-part lift. And obviously, when you get to 500 and 600, it'll happen more and more with those heavier weights.
Right.
It's like not as much as you can do to prevent it. But if you can train yourself and prevent it as much as possible in your training, you'll be stronger and stronger. It'll happen with heavier and heavier weights.
Sure.